Rainollon here. Today is another build showcase and it's the miter. So time for me to show you the mods. Let's start with the mods. The mods I'm using: Vital Sense, critical damage, Galvanized Chamber, Multi-Shot, Galvanized Scope, critical chance, Galvanized Zap, status chance, and direct damage per status on target. Malignant Force, Toxin status chance, Rim Rounds, Cold status chance, Cold Toxin, give you a viral. Hunting Munition, 30% chance to apply slash on crit. We're going to be critting a lot, so this is quite good. And Rifle Elementalist for 90% status damage, which is a multiplicative damage increase for your damaging elements. And we are going to be proccing slash and hit, so this is quite good. For the Exos Weapon Adapter slot mods, I will highly recommend going for Terminal Velocity for 60% projectile speed. This is really good. This is a projectile weapon, so this will help it a lot. For the Arcane, Primary Deadhead, really good. 120% increased damage on precision headshot kills, stacks up 3 times, so that's 360% headshot multiplier and weapon recall. All these stats, really good. Now let's talk about the stats. Charge time and fire rate, solid. Magazine size, solid. Maximum ammo, not that great. Reload speed 2 seconds, which is fine. It's a charge system. The 0.6 punch through is a lie, this doesn't punch through at all. Riven Dispo, really good. If you really like this weapon, I will highly recommend going for critical chance, critical damage, multi-shot, for you to see some red crits. Critical chance, solid. Crit multi, solid. Status chance, fine. And total damage is really good. The charge system, this is a charge weapon, so if you tap, you'll do all this. If you charge, crit chance is higher, crit multi is exactly the same, but status chance is extremely high. And the total damage is much higher. So it's 3 times higher than the base one, and it's quite good. The Incarnon form, it's pretty much exactly the same, it's just it turns from a single target projectile weapon that does like good burst damage to a burst damage chaining weapon. So the fire rate is faster, has much higher critical chance, much higher crit multi, and much higher status chance. The total damage is lower, but and every enemy you hit or wall or ceiling or floor, it explodes in a 3-meter radius, doing heat and viral in a 20% damage fall off, doing 621 total damage, which is absolutely fine. So it turns from a single target DPSer to a clear weapon, which is really good. So yeah, these are the stats for this weapon, the mods, the arcane, and now let's talk about the evolutions. So from a weapon that it becomes like a charge shot, single target burst weapon, turns into a homing projectile bouncing chain weapon that explodes in a 3-meter radius, proccing heat and slash and viral. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Second evolution increases the base damage by 77. With channeling ability active, you get 70% fire rate. Between these two, it's all up to you. I personally like using this one. This one will consume your ammo much quicker than this one, so I will highly recommend going with this one instead of the other one, even if you're not using a channeling weapon. Third evolution, projectile speed, really good. And fourth evolution increases your base critical chance by 22%. So yeah, those are the evolutions. Time for me to show you in game. So how does the miter work? You aim and you shoot a projectile. You shoot a saw that bounces. If it doesn't hit an enemy, it will bounce, and you have to hope it hits an enemy. And you also can charge the weapon by holding the left click, and it does much more damage. So time for me to show you against enemies. I'm going to spawn level 200 Steel Path or Kimberly Grip dudes. I'm going to kill the butchers for the deadhead stacks. 1, 2, 3, there we go. You can see that the moment you hit an enemy, the projectile just like bounces back and breaks. So that's why the punch through doesn't work on this weapon at all. And heavy gunners, charge shot, 1, 2, dead, 1, 2, dead. Bombard, yep. Oh, no viral procs. Oh, there we go. So regular form is quite good, as you can see. It just chunks enemies. But once you headshot enemies, you get the Incarnon charges, and then you press the alternative fire mode, which is the middle mouse, and turns into this thing. And now it's a homing AoE clear projectile, as you can see. Yep, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it a lot. So that's pretty much the miter. There's nothing much I can talk about. It's a fine weapon, I will say. It's a single target DPS, regular form, and the Incarnon form becomes a clear weapon. It's solid. There are a lot of Incarnon weapons right now that are much better than this, sadly. Like Torrid, Incarnon, and I can't remember right now. The only thing that is on my mind is Torrid, Incarnon. But they are much better clear weapons than this, sadly. But it's usable. It's pretty good. You can do all content with this thing. It does really good damage and single target. Has a high critical chance, stash chance, good total damage, and the Incarnate form becomes a clear weapon. So it fixes both of the problems. It's just they are much better clear weapons than this, and single target weapons, of course. But it's still really good. I will highly recommend going for Miter Incarnon. So yeah, that's my Miter build. I hope you enjoyed the build. Thank you everybody for watching. Leave a like, sub, and see you all next time. Thank you. Goodbye.